Hey guys, welcome back to Weekend Voyagers. So we're getting ready to head out on a trip to Cuba with Fit Life Creation, where we're going to be at an all-inclusive retreat learning about health, wealth, and business all at the same time. We're going to have the awesome opportunity to go scuba diving out in Cuba, tour Old Havana in old cars, as well as dance in some salsa clubs and eat some awesome Cuban food and the beach, of course. But before we can get to any of that, we've got to pack our bags so we can get there. So here's some tips for you guys on how to pack your bags when you're limited on space like we are on this Cuba trip. Hope you guys all enjoy. Travel tip number 1. This is going to have to do with your bottles that you bring. Go ahead and grab a bottle from a hotel that you've used or any other little small travel container and use your regular sized bottles to fill those up. That way you don't have to run to the store and buy travel sized shampoos or travel sized lotions for $1 or so. This will just save you a little extra money, not a ton, but if you already have these bottles, might as well use them. You can also use the lotions and whatnot that come from hotels. Just save those every time you go out somewhere. Alright, tip number 2. This is going to have to do with keeping your clothes nice and clean so that you don't run into any problems. We're going to use some clear plastic wrap, Saran Wrap, and it doesn't matter the size of the sheet you pull off, you're just going to need a little bit of it. You're going to unscrew your bottle caps or your jars or foundation, your makeup, whatever it is, and you're going to place it right over top, grab your lid, screw it right back on. And the great thing about this is it's going to keep any drippy liquids from flowing all over your clothes while you're traveling, because that is the worst when you open your bag and you find soap all over the place. And then put it right back into your bag and you're ready to go. Okay, for this tip, what we're going to do is we're going to maximize the space that we have in our luggage, especially if you're carrying a small suitcase. Sometimes we have the tendency to just want to fold them and throw them in there. Don't do that. Go ahead, undo your clothes, roll them up. The tighter that you roll your clothes, the more that you're going to be able to fit in there. Now you can do this with your shirts, your jeans, whatever clothing you have. You can even do it with your jackets. And what this is going to do is it's going to give you double the space of what you would have had. It's also going to keep your clothes wrinkle free. Alright, now that we've packed our suitcase pretty efficiently, we've rolled up most of our clothes, what do we do now with our dress shirts and how do we keep those collars okay? Because we don't want to roll those. So you're going to take a mini belt that you have and you're going to coil it up and put it right in the collar. This is going to help the collars stay stiff. This way you don't bend them and they come out all crinkly. You can also take the belt if you don't have collared shirts or whatnot, save your belts from getting ruined and line them around the edge. Once again, this will help you maximize your space so you're not just wasting any space. That's the key with small luggage, is use everything. Alright, now that we've kind of maximized our space, we've used our belt to help our collar, we've rolled our clothes and whatnot, what do we do now with our shoes? How can we use those efficiently when they're in our bags? What you're going to do is take your socks or your underwear or small belongings and you can shove those deep down inside your shoes and it's going to help you optimize all that space. There's still a lot of space left oftentimes in the shoes. Don't just waste that space. Go ahead and use it and you'll have more space. Okay, so this is kind of a common sense one, but now that we do have the shoes in the suitcase, how can we protect the rest of our clothing, especially our nice clothing or light colored clothing, from getting dirty? Grab a plastic bag that you get from the grocery store, you always have tons laying around the house, and wrap your shoes up in that. They might not be dirty when the trip starts, but towards the end of the trip, they might get dirty when you're bringing them back. So go ahead, put those in there. You can also use shower caps from hotels. If you're staying in a hotel, grab one out of the shower and it works the same. Okay, now that we have everything packed in our bag that we possibly can, let's go ahead and use this little travel tip. You're going to use a dryer sheet to make sure everything stays fresh and absorbs kind of those odors and whatnot. You just lay it right down in the bag, shut the bag, and zip it. And now you have a clean, fresh bag and clean clothes. Alright, now that you have your luggage completely packed, here's a tip so that you can get your luggage quick when it comes off the luggage carousel. You can use a bandana, you can use tape, anything that will help you mark your bag and make it stick out from the rest. What you'll do is you'll just tie it on there, tape it on there, whatever it might be, and you'll see it come right off the conveyor belt and you'll know which one to grab. Hey guys, hopefully all those tips and tricks you can put into use in your future travels. Check back in with us to see how our Cuba trip went.